by the end of our time together today, you'll learn one word that could change everything. But first, my story. At the beginning of this year, I was so excited to set some goals for my life. I wanted to see real change in certain areas, so I attended a goal-setting webinar. It was about an hour long, and I took notes, and I was really engaged. I was trying to homeschool my kids at the same time, and it was a little chaotic, but I was really wanting some tips and tools on goal setting. So I took this webinar and got down to sitting down and creating this fantastic plan that I had learned how to create on this webinar that I had attended. I planned to write down 7 to 10 major goals for the year, covering everything from my ministry to my health and my finances. I tried to envision succeeding. I tried to envision success in all these areas of my life. But you know, the longer that I worked on it, the longer I sat there and tried to envision myself succeeding at these goals that I had written down on paper, the more depressed I became. I wanted to be a successful mother and a successful teacher. I wanted to successfully lose 25 pounds. I wanted my ministry and my writing career to become successful with larger social media presence and more sales. I looked at this pathetic list and I thought, if this is my definition of success, I don't want any part of it. I started to feel depressed because my list didn't look very successful. It looked pathetic. The webinar I'd attended was put on by a very successful businessman who'd sold hundreds of thousands of copies of his book, and he ran a very profitable mid-sized company. Suddenly, my goal for selling 100 DVDs in 2017 seemed ridiculous. I wondered if I was even capable of real success. I began to seriously doubt myself. So far, I've gotten married, I've had 3 kids, written 3 novels, and started a women's ministry. None of those things have yielded me financial success. None of those things have made me popular, or my videos have not gone viral, and I'm pretty average. When I was boiling my life down to 7 areas that I wanted to see success in, I didn't feel very successful. I looked at my list of goals and I wondered, is this really success? So I started whining to my husband. I may or may not have said some things about how goal setting was really stupid and how people who set goals must be crazy. But he was able to hear through my words to the heart of my struggle. He asked me this question: do you want a successful life or a significant one? And that one word changed everything. Here's that word I promised: significant. Because life isn't about what we get, it's about what we give. I realized that I didn't want a successful life. I want a significant one. I want this life to count for something. I want my short time on earth to matter. When we aim at success, we miss the whole point of the Christian life. Success is a byproduct or a side effect of the pursuit of a cause. And in our case, this cause is Christ. When I substitute significance for success, my chances for both increase. Success isn't definable or attainable, as I learned when I was sitting down my goals, but we can pursue significance on a daily basis. You know, Rahab the harlot from the Old Testament didn't go on to great success after lowering the spies over the wall in a basket, but she made a significant contribution to God's plan, so significant that she was given a place in the lineage of Christ, and she is remembered not for her profession, but for her faith. That's significant. Jesus Christ is the most significant person in my life. Was he successful? Well, the world would say a resounding no. He had nowhere to lay his head. He died a criminal's death. He was buried in a borrowed tomb. Yet his story is significant to every human being. It matters, and it matters still because Christ's story and what he did and who he was significant. Matthew 20:28 says, "Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and give his life as a ransom for many." He came not to get, as he could have, but to give his life for every sinner. And a significant life is built on that very principle. We feel wilted when we pursue success. It drains us of our energy and our zeal because it's not attainable. And it doesn't make us feel good because it doesn't give to others. Success is about measuring what we do and the outside circumstances of what happens to us. We can only bloom when we begin a search for significance in every area of our lives. I learned to say, I don't want to be a successful mom. I want to make a significant impact on my kids' lives. Wilted women have focused for too long on success. We can bloom when we learn to long for significance. Women who bloom ask themselves this question: what can I give this year? When I started my search for significance, everything changed. My goals changed, yet they made me feel excited and invigorated instead of depressed. Already, just as I wrote down a few things, I began to feel less wilted and more ready for growth. My goals changed from how many books I planned to sell to how many people who would then enjoy clean entertainment, from how many subscribers we might get on YouTube to how making these videos might have a significant impact on the women who watch them. My search for significance has begun. Will you join me? Here are 3 simple ways to start your search for significance in your own life. Number 1, write down a list of 7 to 10 goals for this year and ask yourself, what can I give? Not what can I get? Some of your goals, like those related to weight loss or diet, won't be significant goals. These are okay, as long as you focus the other areas of your life towards significant service. Most of your goals will end up revolving around people and relationships because that's what makes life significant. Number 2, when you've written down your goals, flesh them out a little bit. Are they success goals or are they significant goals? Learn to be very, very specific. Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. How are you going to get that puck in the net? In other words, write out just how you're going to make that pursuit of significant relationships with your husbands or your kids or whatever your goals are for 2017. I promise you'll start to feel lighter just by making this list. It's so freeing to aim for something that pleases God instead of pleases us. There's no limit to what you can achieve when your goal is service to others. It's such a selfless, significant life when we make that change. 3, finally, pray over your search for significance, over your goals and your dreams for a better and more meaningful life. A significant life grows from a desire to serve others, and that's the definition of success in my book. It's where we'll bloom in 2017. If you haven't subscribed to our channel or liked our page, don't miss your chance to bloom. I'll be bringing fresh and colorful ideas twice a month all year long. Thanks for shining bright.